it's Priya here, and in today's video I'm going to be creating a page in my mini art journal, and I'm going to be having a Christmas theme for the page. Now I do a Christmas video every year, so this year I decided to do an art journal page using a Christmas theme, and it'll be my mini art journal. So I'm just going through all my elements. I have this book which has all these different elements in it. They're already cut out, so you just got to pop them out and use them and stick them on your whatever you are creating. I'm using it in my art journal. So I'm just looking for different elements that will go together and that will work well together. I want to have a balance of color, as well as I want everything to look cohesive once I'm done with the entire piece. I don't want, like for example, if there's reds and greens, I don't want the greens to be too overpowering over the reds or vice versa. I want them to be balanced. So I'm going through and looking through all the different elements there are and looking at what will work for my idea of what I want to have for my art journal page. And also to an extent I'm letting it just picking what catches my eye, and then I will see later on how I will work with all of that. So it's not completely like I'm really planning everything out, but I have an idea of what I want to do, but we'll see how it goes as I continue creating. I don't go in with a complete plan. Some of it will change, and ideas will come up as I lay everything down. So I decided that I wanted some text and I wanted all these little elements. So I looked for all the smaller elements that I could include on my page, because this is a mini art journal. The page is very small, so I just wanted to have smaller images, but at the same time I wanted to have a lot of interest on the page. So the page will be very busy and have a lot going on, but in a sense that it looks very interesting. So that's the kind of idea I went in when I started this page, and I started looking through all the elements. So I'm going through it and I realized that I need some text. So I wanted to include text for Christmas as well as for the holidays. So I wanted to include both of those text for this particular page. So I found the Merry Christmas. Now I'm just looking for a Happy Holidays, and I'm going to include that as well. So I'm going to include that text together with all these other elements in this page. And yeah, at the point now I got all the different elements and I opened up my mini art journal, but then I realized that I need a larger focal point. Although I have large elements and I do have different elements like the text and the car with the tree on the back, I wanted something else that will really stick out for this page. So I decided to go with these red cardinals. They were catching my eye from the beginning, and I decided to go with those, and I'm going to be using foam tape to stick them down. That way it will just raise some of the elements up so that it has a more of a depth in the page. So I'm just painting in the background with some watercolor. I'm not really worried about how the watercolor goes down. I'm going to be pasting a lot of different elements onto the paper. You won't be seeing a lot of the background, but also you will be seeing some of that texture. This is a cold pressed paper, so you will see some of that texture coming through on the final piece or on the background once I've dried everything. So I'm using a hair dryer just to dry out all the watercolor, make sure it's completely dry before I go starting to paste everything in. So I start now going in and laying all the different elements that I've chosen, and I want to include all of them that I've picked. So I'm trying to see what's the best way for me to lay them all out on this page so that they look cohesive, they look interesting, and they just look nice together. That's what I'm going about now. I'm looking at all the elements, trying to find different places where all the elements will be placed and go down and be stuck down. And I'm still going to go in and raise some of them using the foam tape, and some will be pasted flat down using just a regular Pritt glue stick. Now I am taking a photo of it just so that I have a reference to use when I'm going to be pasting them down, because sometimes when you remove them from the page you may forget what you have laid down or how you've set them out on paper. So it's good for you to just take a photograph on your phone so that you have it there, so that you can refer to it once you are pasting everything in. So I'm just going in now and adding these little foam blocks of tape to the cardinals, and I'm just pasting them down. The center part that does come off for the cardinals, I do remove the other part as well because I thought it looked nice. But later on you will see me removing that part because I think it brings more of the wreath to, a higher level, and it makes it look more, gives it more depth and makes it look more three-dimensional. So I remove that a little later, but at the moment I'm just sticking this down and, removing all the pieces of paper over the back of off the back of the tape, and I'm gonna stick them all down. So this is where I'm referring to my photo on my phone, just to make sure where I'm placing it is correct. And then I just place it down. And this is a very simple art journal page. I'm not doing any drawing or painting or stamping or anything like that. All I'm doing is just using these elements, pasting them down in a way that, makes sense and looks good, and a way that I think, best represents the holiday season and Christmas. And I'm just, going to also add some dots around the entire piece with a white jelly roll. That's just to show the, snow, and to show the, the magic of the holiday season and Christmas. So you can see now I've stuck the Merry Christmas as well. I made it on a little raised as well, along with the wreath and the red cardinals. And I'm also going to raise the other text as well. I'm going to be raising that as well when I paste it down too, because I think those elements look good raised up. And then I am going to go in and keep some of them flat. So you see me now just pasting in now the happy holidays, and then I'm going to be starting to add all the other elements and sticking them down as I'm working through the entire piece. The little vehicle as well, I pasted it a little bit with the foam tape as well, because I wanted it to look raised. I think that really looks nice as well. And then I'm going to start pasting in all the other elements that are going to be flat. So it's a very simple project, this, and a very simple page. It, just is a page for you to just enjoy and, get lost in creating without really having to think too much or do too much. You can see I removed that piece of by the cardinals. I removed that piece of paper. I think it looks much better with the wreath open. And then I'm also raising the bow. The bow is raised on top of the raised writings of Happy Holiday. So I think that really adds more dimension to it. And then I'm also going to now start pasting in, just with the regular Pritt glue stick, all the flat elements. Now, once again, this is a very simple project, and I think anybody can do this, but it's so much of fun. And you can just paste, and you don't need to have a book with these elements if you don't have one. You can look for magazine pictures, you can print pictures, you can paint them and draw them and cut them out and use them. So there's a lot of options for you to do to create a page like this if you don't have a book like this. But if you do have a book with different elements and focal points or ephemera, you can use that to create your page like this. You just cut out all the different elements and you paste it down, and you have your finished piece. So you can see I am now pasting in all the flat elements and, just aligning them the way that I want them to be. And I'm just, pasting all of them in. I'm pasting the little gift, the bubble, all of the elements. I'm just pasting all of them in around the cardinals. And I'm keeping the cardinals also the focal point to the side. That way that it, your eye goes around the entire page and it's not straight in the center. So it gives you a lot of room for other things around. So once I'm done with that, I started going in with a white jelly roll, and I started just adding these little specks of white or dots of white over the entire page and all the different elements, including the text. The reason why is that I want it to be that, have that little magical feel to it, the snowy feel to it. I think it all adds a lot of interest, and it brings everything together, and the piece looks cohesive once I'm done with it. So I think that's really a good idea for you to do, is add little things like that you think will really bring the piece together, and you think that will really add to the piece and make it more interesting and fun. So I guess that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you found it inspirational to create your own art journal page. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to like and share. It really helps the channel out. Also, if you'd like to see other art videos that I have on my channel, you could consider subscribing. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you will be notified as soon as my next video goes up. So once again, thanks again for watching. Till the next one. Bye.